The Galactic Military Academy's orientation hall fell silent as the massive creature padded through the rows of nervous cadets. Standing nearly 4 feet at the shoulder, the Kytherian war beast resembled a cross between a wolf and a panther, its midnight black fur rippling with each calculated step. Crimson eyes swept across the assembled recruits from dozens of species, each one representing the finest their worlds had to offer. Ryan Martinez kept his breathing steady as the beast approached his section. Around him, cadets from various alien species, tall, ethereal Altarians, chitinous Zephyrians, crystalline Vortans, all maintained rigid military posture despite the obvious tension radiating from their forms. The only other human in their unit, Emma Chen, stood 3 rows ahead, her dark hair pulled back in regulation style, shoulders squared with characteristic human determination. "The war beast will select one cadet to bond with," announced Commander Thrax, his reptilian voice carrying across the vast hall. "This bond has been sacred to our military for over 3 millennia. The chosen cadet will become the beast's partner for the duration of their service. The selection process has never been wrong." Ryan had read about the Catherian war beasts during his pre-deployment studies. Originally apex predators from a death world with gravity nearly twice that of Earth, they had been uplifted by the Galactic Confederation centuries ago. Their intelligence rivaled that of most sentient species, and their combat capabilities were legendary. To be chosen by one was considered the highest honor a cadet could receive. The creature moved methodically through the ranks, its massive head lowering to sample the scent of each cadet. When it reached a towering Gorvani warrior, easily 8 feet tall with arms like tree trunks, it paused, considering before moving on. The Gorvani's confident expression flickered with disappointment. Emma remained perfectly still as the war beast approached her row. Ryan watched as it stopped in front of her, those burning red eyes studying her face intently. For a moment he thought this was it. The beast would choose Emma, and rightfully so. She had scored higher than anyone in their combat simulations. Her tactical scores were off the charts, and she possessed the kind of cool-headed leadership that even the alien instructors respected. But after a long moment, the beast moved on. It continued its methodical inspection, passing Zephyrian honor guards, crystalline tactical specialists, and Altarian telepaths. Each time it would pause, consider, and move forward. The tension in the hall was palpable as hundreds of the galaxy's best young warriors awaited judgment. When the war beast finally reached Ryan's row, he felt his heart hammering against his ribs. The creature was even more imposing up close, its presence radiating an aura of controlled violence and ancient wisdom. It stopped in front of the cadet to Ryan's left, a Vortanian whose crystal-formed body actually chimed softly with nervous energy. The beast's massive head swung toward Ryan. Time seemed to freeze as those crimson eyes locked onto his. Ryan felt as though the creature was looking not just at him, but through him, reading something written in his very DNA. The war beast's nostrils flared, sampling his scent with an intensity that made several nearby cadets shift uncomfortably. Then, to everyone's shock, the massive predator sat down directly in front of Ryan. The hall erupted in whispers and gasps. Commander Thrax's scaled features showed genuine surprise. Even Emma turned to stare, her usually composed expression showing a flicker of amazement. "Curious," Commander Thrax said, approaching slowly. "War Beast Shadowmaw, explain your choice." The creature's voice resonated through the translation devices, a deep rumble that seemed to come from the earth itself. "This one carries the scent of the ancient hunt. His kind are pack hunters who conquered their world not through individual strength but through cooperation, persistence, and the willingness to pursue prey far larger and more dangerous than themselves." Ryan felt every eye in the hall focusing on him. He maintained his military bearing, but internally he was reeling. "Humans," Shadowmaw continued, "are persistence predators. They do not give up. They do not surrender. When wounded, they become more dangerous. When cornered, they improvise. When facing impossible odds, they find ways to make the impossible merely improbable." The war beast's head tilted slightly. "This one also smells of pack loyalty and protective instinct. He would die for his companions without hesitation." Commander Thrax studied Ryan with new interest. Cadet Martinez stepped forward. Ryan moved with practiced precision, coming to attention before the commander. Shadowmaw remained sitting, but his massive head was now level with Ryan's chest. "The war beast has chosen you as his partner," Commander Thrax announced. "This is unprecedented. Never has a Catherian war beast chosen a human. They typically select the physically strongest or most aggressive candidates. With respect, Commander, Shadowmaw interjected, you misunderstand strength. This human species survived ice ages, plagues, wars, and countless disasters through sheer stubborn refusal to surrender. They are not the fastest, strongest, or most intelligent species individually, but they are the most persistent pack hunters in known space. When humans decide something needs to be done, they do not stop until it is accomplished. Emma caught Ryan's eye and gave him the slightest nod of approval, high praise from someone who rarely showed emotion in public. Furthermore, Shadowmaw continued, rising to his full height beside Ryan, humans have something most species have bred out of themselves: controlled aggression coupled with pack loyalty. This one will fight with the fury of a cornered predator to protect those he considers family, yet he maintains the discipline to follow orders and work within a unit structure. Commander Thrax looked between Ryan and the massive war beast. Very well. Cadet Martinez, you and Shadowmaw will undergo bonding protocols immediately. Your training begins at dawn. As the assembly began to disperse, Ryan found himself surrounded by curious and somewhat awed fellow cadets. Emma approached, extending her hand for a congratulations shake. Looks like you're going to be our pack alpha of trouble, she said with a rare smile. Try not to let it go to your head, Martinez. Ryan grinned back, placing his hand on Shadowmaw's massive shoulder. The warbeast's fur was surprisingly warm, and he could feel the powerful muscles beneath. Trouble? Ryan asked, looking between Emma and his new partner. I think we're just getting started. Shadowmaw's rumbling laugh echoed through the hall. Indeed, young Alpha. The galaxy has no idea what it's in for when humans and warbeasts hunt together. As they walked toward the bonding chambers, Ryan couldn't help but feel that this was the beginning of something extraordinary. Humanity was about to show the galaxy exactly what made them special. Not through individual prowess, but through the unbreakable bonds they formed and their absolute refusal to give up when the fight mattered. The pack alpha of trouble, indeed.